Good morning, winners. Welcome to Terry's Tips. So guys, guess what? Credit is changing. Yes, y'all. Today we're going to talk about FICO 10, the brand new scoring model released by FICO. Guys, get a notebook, get a pen, and I mean it. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Terry. I'm a self-employed entrepreneur, a mother, a YouTuber, an investor, personal and business credit guru. I used to work for TransUnion with over 20 years of experience in my industry. Guys, I upload brand new videos every Tuesday and Thursday morning about personal credit, business credit, investing, real estate, entrepreneurship, all of the above. So if this information is valuable to you, I would love for you to be part of our Terry's Tips community. Guys, I'll do my nugget at the end, so let's jump right in. FICO 10, guys. Oh my gosh, it is a big deal, okay? And I want you guys to be prepared, okay? I don't want you to be scared, right? I want you to be smart. Not scared, be smart, okay? And this is a big deal because, guys, the last time the FICO scoring model kind of upgraded was 2014. That's when it came out with FICO 9. FICO 9 came out in 2014, so it's been a long while. Guys, FICO 10 actually came out in January 2020, okay? And they kind of predicted that it was going to be used around like June, July, like summer of 2020. But what happened is that, not everybody kind of adopted it. Not everybody's going to be using it. But now that we're in 2021, there's data showing that more lenders are going to accept, kind of adopt this scoring model. So FICO 10, sometimes you'll also hear it called FICO 10T, which means trending. Write that down. That was one of the major differences in this new scoring model. This is where currently the scoring models 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They take a snapshot of your information when you apply for credit, and you're given a score based on that snapshot of information, how you look right now. With FICO 10T, with the trending data, what they're doing is they're looking as a look back instead of a snapshot, meaning they're looking back over 24 months. Let me explain, guys. So this is where, let's say if you had high credit card balances and collections and charge-offs and you have bad credit, then let's say you got a stimulus check or you got a tax refund or you got an inheritance or whatever you did, you just got some money and you paid all your credit cards down and you paid your collections, you paid your charge-offs, and you cleaned up your credit. You waited for it to update on your credit report. Let's say you then applied for a mortgage or applied for an auto loan. Well, traditionally what will happen is they'll pull your credit report, and how your scores look right now, how your credit looks right now is what the score will be based on. So we'll look at your credit cards are zero balance and everything is zero and things have been updated, and you'll get a high score. Not with FICO 10, guys. With FICO 10, they're actually going to be able to see that you were 100% utilization, 100%, 100%, 100%, and then zero. Like they'll see that, historically your trend has been high utilization. And so that is going to impact you even more. Guys, there is data showing that over 40 million people will be impacted by this new scoring model. And a lot of them will be impacted in a negative way. So this is where if you have bad credit, challenge credit, when FICO 10 actually hits and lenders are using it, then you're going to see a more drastic drop. Same thing with positive credit. If you've been generally good and had good payment history and paid things on time, you're going to see an increase. So guys, it's important to remember that the same 5 categories apply here, okay? So the 5 categories are still going to be payment history, then amounts owed, and then the 3 lower ones are your credit mix, your average account length, and new credit, okay? So the 5 categories still remain for FICO 10. However, they're just weighted a little bit more drastically, and they're heavily looking at utilization, late payments, credit cards specifically, and personal loans. Write that down. I want you to be prepared, okay? So this is where the trend, right? And let's say you were at 48% utilization, then you went to 49, then you went to 50, then you went to 60. Guys, that is an upward trend. That means your score is going to drop and be lower, even lower, because they're seeing an upward trend. Same thing with the positive trend, meaning that your scores where your utilization was high. Say you went from 50% utilization, then you went to 40%, then 30%, then 10%. That's a downward trend. That means they are going to give you an increase in your score. You're going to be kind of rewarded for positive behavior. And guys, kind of the logic behind this, kind of the statement that was kind of made that, FICO kind of released about having the FICO 10 trending information is that it's meant to give a more precise assessment to lenders about the risk in lending to you. So they're trying to weed out kind of people who are high credit risk. There's even some data showing that for like mortgages and for auto loans that they can see anywhere between like a 9 and 17% decrease in delinquency in default, because this scoring model is going to give a much better picture of how credit worthy you are. Yes, y'all. Okay. So get it together now, like right now. And one thing to note, right? So FICO 10 came out in January 2020. Okay. So it's out right now, and it's looking like now because of COVID-19, because lenders are looking to be a little bit more strict to kind of alleviate the risk in lending and people going into default, that more and more banks are going to start using it. Now, it's important to note that when FICO 10 comes out, it's up to the lenders to adopt it. Some lenders are still on FICO 8. Some lenders are still on FICO 9. Some lenders are always still back on FICO 3 and FICO 5, okay? So it's important to note that FICO 10 is out right now, available right now, but it's still up to the lenders to adopt or kind of transition into FICO 10. So somebody you apply with may or may not use FICO 10. But no matter what, because we know it's out now, and eventually everybody will adopt it and be using it at some point probably, to start to get the information that you need together now, so your scores will not be so drastically impacted, okay? And I know there's my Dave Ramsey folks out there, right? And they say, well, I pay everything in cash anyway, and I don't want to have debt and all those things. Guys, I get it. And if that is your method for how you kind of are running your lifestyle and your legacy and your business, that is great. But for most people, they don't have $100,000, $200,000 sitting in the bank just yet. So they need to leverage their personal and business credit to build wealth, to build their empire. So instead of buying a house for $100,000 cash, they can do $10,000 down, as a first-time home buyer or something of that nature, and buy a property, then another property 20% down, another property 30% down, and they can actually start investing and maybe get 3 to 5 different properties with $100,000, as opposed to paying $100,000 cash for one property and have that passive income. Guys, I'm not saying any strategy is right or wrong. All I'm saying is pick what works for you. But if you are building your empire, building a business, building wealth, and you still have not had your multi-millions and still haven't had your legacy and your real estate portfolio, whatever it is, then you're still going to need to use your personal and business credit to grow. So it is important to know about the FICO 10 model, okay? So what can you do, okay? So a couple of things. With credit card utilization, we know the scoring model is going to look at this heavily. There is a push to get rid of a lot of unsecured debt. Start paying down your balances now, guys. Start tackling it right away, okay? Another tip is get your bills on auto pay. Well, if you have one late payment now with this FICO 10 scoring model, you're going to be hit very, very, very hard. Very hard. It's going to be hard to recover. So at the very least, at least put your minimum payment on auto pay. And if you are scared to do that, that's probably because you don't have a proper budget. Let's just call it what it is, okay? So make a proper budget and put in there the minimum payment on all of your credit cards, so at least you're never late. If we have to tackle utilization later, that's fine. We can do that, but don't have late payments, guys. If you're late on anything right now, bring it current, and from today on, do not be late on anything, okay? Super dry mouth. I'm sorry, guys. So do the auto pay. Another thing is, like I said, a budget. Guys, get on a budget now so you know exactly what's coming in every single month and what's going out. So you can really make sure that you're managing your debt and your bills, and you're truly leveraging, not getting into debt, but leveraging to build wealth. And another tip for you guys, a lot of times people will have credit cards, and then when they're not using them, they'll close them out. Guys, keep your credit cards open, especially while you're still building your empire, so you can have that longevity, that length of credit history, you can have that positive payment history, and also so it can kind of help you offset utilization. You have that credit line still open, so it's going to kind of counteract some other items that you may have balances. And this is where, if you have to use it one time, like every 6 months just to keep it open, then use it one time every 6 months. Y'all, stop overcomplicating things. Go get gas once every 6 months just to keep it open and pay it off, okay, guys? But do what you can now to be in position for success, okay? So let's recap. FICO 10 is out now. Lenders can use it now. It's looking at trending information over the last 24 months instead of just a quick snapshot of where you are right now. In general, people that have bad credit are going to be hit worse and see their scores drop drastically. People who already have good credit are going to see an increase right away. They heavily look at unsecured debt, at credit card utilization, at late payments, and at personal loans, okay? And then this is where, like I said, if you have a house and you don't pay it, they take back their house. Right? If you have a car and you don't pay it, they take back their car. Even guys, if you have student loans and you don't pay them, they're going to snatch your check and snatch your refund. But these other items, the unsecured credit cards, unsecured personal loans, that's why the FICO 10 model is focusing on that area, because this is the biggest risk to lenders. Because if they give you $20,000 in credit cards and you charge up $20,000 and don't pay it back, they have no recourse. They've just lost their money. It's not tied to any kind of collateral. So pay your bills on time, work on your utilization, and guys, credit repair. Guys, you can reach out to me directly. I do strategy sessions with you guys. I have Credit Leverage Lifestyle. There's a link. I'll put it in the description. There's a link in my bio on my Instagram. Guys, with a credible company, credit repair is not a bill, it's an investment. Did you hear me? Credit repair, credit strategy, credit consulting, when done with a credible person the right way, is an investment, not a bill. So if you need help, reach out so somebody can help you now so we can get it in order. Got it good, y'all. Okay, and for my nugget, guys, I want to stress to all of you, you are much stronger than you think. Write that down, guys. The devil has tried so many things, so many weapons have been formed and things have come against you. If you're watching this video right now, that means you are still standing. That means there is still another day. There's still another breath. And I want you to understand to start making decisions based on the facts and based on what you see, and less on emotion, less on your feelings, guys. Facts don't lie. Actions don't lie. So a lot of the times when we're kind of making decisions, we're doing it based on our emotions, and that's why we're getting into situations that's getting us in trouble. I want you to be strong enough to recognize the facts, strong enough to recognize actions, and strong enough to make decisions based on what you know, but not on what you feel. Make decisions based on what you know and not on what you feel. You're stronger than you think. So suck it up, regroup, refocus, refresh, and get it done, despite who's with you and who's not, who's for you and who's not, who's supporting you and who's not. You're stronger than you think. Amen. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you guys. Get her done and have a super amazing day on purpose.